Hey guys, Robert here, and today's going to be the inaugural episode of what I hope to be an ongoing series, especially with these two, what I call Pro Teaches N00bs. Now, if you've been on the streams before, you know that Bianca and Raymond here are both relatively new to comics. Is that correct, you two?
Correct.
Yes.
And I'm thinking of showing them off some of the comics, get their own opinions on certain things, and hopefully encourage them to open their wallets up to buy some more books.
Best of luck to you.
So, for this inaugural one, kind of fitting, we're going to be talking about the first mainstream superhero, the Man of Steel himself, Superman, as we go over each of his post-crisis origins. And The Man of Steel by John Byrne, Superman Birthright by Mark Waid and Lionel Francis Yu, Superman Secret Origins by Geoff Johns and Gary Frank, and then finally Superman Earth 1 by J. Michael Straczynski and Shane Davis. At least the first volume of it. And well, first tell me what you both know about Superman and his origins. Like when you hear the origins, what details come to mind?
Do you want to go first or should I?
Whichever one wants to go first.
Okay. I guess
Can you say the question again?
When you think about Superman's origins, what details, like, you know, where'd he come from? Who raised him? Are they still alive?
I
Things
got
like
it.
that.
I got it. I think of Krypton. He had a mother and a father.
Mm-hmm.
The planet was about to die, so they put him in a ship to keep, and then send him off so he can be safe. And he ends up landing on Earth in Kansas.
Yep.
And like being adopted by two people.
Okay, and when they raised him, are they still alive as far as you know, or did they die?
They were alive, as far as
All
I
right.
know.
All right, and okay, how about this? Lex Luthor. Knew him in Smallville or first met him in Metropolis?
Can you say that again?
With Lex Luthor, which one do you know more? And which one do you know more? Him and knowing Clark in Smallville, or them not meeting until Metropolis?
Not meeting until Metropolis.
All right then. So Raymond, what about same question, same general beats?
Pretty much everything she just said. Everything I know of Superman kind of comes from the animated series.
Okay, so not meeting until Metropolis, all that stuff. All right then. Well, believe it or not, that's pretty much close enough to the Byrne era, which was the definitive origin at that point. So let's get started. This is, the very first issue, The Man of Steel, the starting of post-crisis. Complete fresh new start, everything that you knew beforehand thrown right out the window. As, up there's the other cover. Believe it or not, this is one of the first variant covers. They did not do variant covers. This was one of the first. We start off on Krypton. We're meeting up to Jor-El and the robot Kelix, who in this version is pretty much in this version Krypton is very sterile. Like they never give birth. They actually put their DNA into a birthing matrix, which eventually develops into a child. And there's Superman's mother's Laura, who basically they were paired to have a child, basically because Krypton has a very controlled birthing, and in a lot of ways it's easy to see if these two are this is either their first time interacting or at least one of the rare times, because again, that's how Krypton was treated here. He's already telling she's coming to confront him about all this, and then he explains about Krypton's fate, how it's destined for to be destroyed. And he says, I'm sending it to Earth. He sees, and Laura sees, Kansas. And she's worried about saying, like, well, they're hairy. They're, showing off their flesh and everything. Because, again, in Krypton, they wear those suits for a reason. It's the usual then, Yellowstone will give him great power. And then the eruptions start. And he's eventually sent off. And you see Laura and Jor-El there. And if for the moment there you think like, now we don't see any kissing happening, but in another story shows they did, but the look on Laura's face is her completely caught off guard. Because it makes it very clear that Jor-El was unique on Krypton. You know, no one else thought the way he did or anything. And then eventually we cut to Clark. He's on the football team. Everyone is rooting, cheering, and but you can so tell that Paul is not happy.
Because he cheated.
Well, yeah, exactly, pretty much. And you know, everyone's so happy and everything, and then it's Paul's. They're heading back. Paul's basically saying like, because at this point, Clark's had no idea why he's so special. So technically, he didn't cheat because he didn't know about his abilities. They only started developing in this version until later in life. So yeah, he shows them the birthing matrix and explains what happened and everything. And yeah, they found me. You mean I'm adopted? Something like that. But here's the big thing: because of the birthing matrix, technically Clark was born on Earth. Technically, which actually leads to one of the an Elseworld or during one of the Superman, the annuals, where turns out he could technically run for president in this version. Because he is an American. Because he was when the birthing matrix opened, he was literally born.
So he did not actually travel per se.
No, he was developing in there as it was traveling.
Oh.
Now this was in part because originally Byrne wanted to have it be that Laura actually showed up, was pregnant, gave birth, but unfortunately she was suffering from the kryptonite during the traveling. But this was basically a happy medium. So yeah, they basically take them in. Here's an interesting I like as well. They basically head there, and as soon as they get home, a blizzard overtook everything. They were stuck in there for a long time, long enough that they could actually claim that Martha was pregnant, and Jonathan delivered it. Then delivered little Clark. And and I'm just like, stuff like details like that, I'm like, you don't see that in any other version.
Damn, how long was that blizzard?
Oh, months. It's long enough that you could see where, the last time they saw her, she just wasn't showing, and then long enough then you can see the rest of the 9 months taking over, playing out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the first hint of Clark's powers was when he got trampled over. And then eventually he started being able to fly and everything. And yeah, now of course, Clark is overtaken by all this. And eventually when they go back home, he decides, I need to find out who I am. So this eventually leads to Clark wandering the Earth. But in later stories would reveal he would still graduate. You think, so he skipped out in college?
That's what I was about to ask.
He actually would go there, and before he left, he would take one of those tests to graduate early. So yeah, while he's traveling, he's saving the days and the day and everything. Titanic rays. Okay, some of the stuff obviously didn't happen. But yeah, basically, but now Ma's scrapbook would actually come into play during the ongoing series.
Titanic raised.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
This was in 84, 85.
I know, but didn't the Titanic split in half?
They didn't know that at the time.
Okay.
Remember that.
They're changing history.
I know, remember. They didn't know that until after they went down there. Robert Ballard went down there with Alvin and AJ and found it. Until that point, they thought it was one piece. That's why you had the Tom Clancy. I think it was Tom Clancy. One of those type of novels called "Raise the Titanic." But yeah, while they're there, they get this mysterious Superman saved space plane, and then there's Clark, and he's just like, "They wanted a piece of me, Pa. They all wanted a piece of me." And we find out what happened. He basically was in Metropolis. This space plane, it originally was supposed to be a shuttle, but the Challenger happened around this point. So they changed it to a space plane instead. Started to crash. He flies up there, catches it, and yeah, they bring it back down. And as soon as they do, that's Lois there. Hold it right there, Buster. They talk. He talks a little bit. He says like, she's, I don't know, not as beautiful as a movie star, but she has a quality. I like that description, don't you?
Wait, who was that?
That's Lois. But yeah, I love it. It's not as
She is a
beautiful of a
Bob.
movie star. Wait, what?
She has a bob.
Yeah, well, again, remember, 85. But yeah, soon everyone came there, and he
Wait,
felt like
can
he...
you go back to the page before? Oh my gosh, guys.
What?
She's wearing pants.
She's wearing pants!
This is like you have no idea how many people in the comment section that I've seen complain that she wears pants. They're like, why would they make her wear pants?
Don't
They
they
should bring her
remember
back
that?
to
Don't
skirts
they?
so she was more feminine, and I'm like,
Don't you
what?
remember the joke in Superman the anime series where Superman speeds by, her skirt goes up. I should start wearing pants. Very next episode, she's wearing pants.
Bro, I didn't get there yet.
Oh, but like I
I
said,
It
was
looks
season
like
two.
April O'Neil.
yeah, but like I said,
Ah,
the
that's
mob
what it was. That's
right,
what
but
it
I
was.
say though, a mob shows up with people, and he just flew off because he just felt so completely, overwhelmed. Which eventually leads to them making the outfit, the Superman outfit. This is one of the cases where it's a complete mom pa creation, and it's not indestructible. And yeah,
It's-
basically they come up with the costume right then and there.
I thought it was
it-
never indestructible.
No, it used to be made out of, in the original days, it was made out of the same blanket he was wrapped up in as a baby. Here, instead, it's actually, now, the cape can be shredded. His outfit is a lot tougher, but that's because Byrne introduced this bioelectrical aura, which, we all have. It's why dust doesn't stick to us. Superman's basically allows anything that's actually in contact with his skin to actually still have that aura, which is a good reason why if he's starting to get his costume starting to get trashed, it means he's getting weaker.
Oh,
No, the
you're
ca-
talking about his cape, not his entire outfit,
No,
right?
No, the cape can be blasted off. The rest
So-
of his outfit, if it only starts to get shredded if he's starting to become more vulnerable.
Okay, I get it. So
Wait, so
if the
is
suit, the
His
suit
entire
gets
outfit
damaged.
is made out of the blanket, or is it
What?
just the cape?
No. The blanket was a pre-crisis thing, not
Oh,
post-crisis.
okay.
Yeah, this is all retconned, I guess. But
Oh no, it's a reboot. This is a reboot.
a reboot. Okay, so
So yeah,
the more his suit gets damaged, that's like an indicator of how weak he's getting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now again, the cape can be blasted off because that's not skin tight.
Mhm.
But the aura also explains why, if he picks up, say, like a tanker, why it doesn't normally, gravity doesn't snap in it too. It's because he's extending his aura around it.
Wait, didn't Superman wasn't created in the 40s, right?
38.
38.
Yeah.
I always say 40s to round.
Right. But that's when he was introduced, yes. Now, that's the other big thing, though, is that Mom and Pa are still alive. They never died here. Mom and Pa in the original comics died, and then he went to Metropolis. Now, there's Lois, a completely different hair color. But the cover, and on the cover, on the inside, it's, what it was last time.
Her hair looks better black.
I
It
agree.
really does look better black.
But yeah, there's introductions to Perry and everything. Lois is on, basically on the job. Basically, Lex wants to, talk with her and everything. In this version, the two had a fling, much like in the animated series they used to date. I've never seen anyone.
Wow.
You're the second person I've ever seen get on his nerves. Who was the first? Me when I dumped him. But yeah, basically Lois wants to get the big scoop on Superman, so she's following him around and everything. We see Superman, saving a bunch of people and all that. Habada. The funny thing is, the woman, she's right back to listening to her jukebox and everything. Like, oh, miss.
She just walked by. She's like, oh, well, it comes
Wait,
and goes.
She got robbed, and she's just
No.
like,
As far as she thought she got bumped into.
But she's holding
yeah,
it
she's
with her
holding it.
hands, her fingers.
How does she not know that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Go back.
She's
Yeah,
like,
look,
oh,
look,
hey,
look at the sound
man.
panel. Yeah, she's pissed.
Yeah, but then I think Byrne was trying to go with B, where she was more pissed that he ran into her. Yeah, it's not perfect, but still, though.
The
it's-
details.
But it's basically, it's just like in the first movie. He's just doing all of his super feats. Yeah, waste out, mother! Hot. Now, if you notice, there's no heat vision, beams. That's because originally Byrne wanted to be pyrokinetic, meaning he's more increasing the heat in it through his mind. And eventually, George Perez would bring back the laser beams.
Oh, okay, I was about to ask, does he never do the...
Oh no, yeah, eventually he does. Basically,
Okay.
most people did not like it. Oh, I love
I
this.
think
A
it would
lady.
be cool to add on.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I think people felt it was he basically made the powers a little too complicated.
Ah,
But yeah, every time Lois is completely always like, "Sorry, Matt Lane, he was here, but you just missed him." But then eventually, but yeah, oh yeah, basically then Lois, she does take some drastic measure that she's in a car that's sinking. He gets and saves her and everything, but soon reveals that he meets up with Lois. They do talk, and basically reveals that he was well aware of her having a aqua lung under the front seat of the car. But basically, at first she thinks, I got the interview. That's what she thinks. She thinks, I got it. Then she makes it there. He's there as Clark Kent. And turns out, she got scooped by Clark.
Oh, dick move.
Already have! Lois Lane, beat Clark Kent. And...
Tiger tie, no.
Yep, and then this eventually leads into a bit of a time skip, but she holds onto that grudge. This basically says she holds onto that grudge for years, which is annoying. But yeah, this is when we have Batman and Metropolis and everything.
What the heck is up with that guy's ear?
What?
His ear,
His
look
ear.
at it.
Oh yeah. Burn.
On the top.
Oh yeah. I don't know. The guy looks like he's a bit a bit malformed, I guess, or maybe because it's swollen from the hitting. Who knows? But anyway, yeah.
that ear's weird.
But yeah, they meet up with Superman and everything. He basically's like, always flat to be recognized, outlaw. Basically, yeah, it's the whole notion of the two are not going to get along. And yeah, basically, Batman says, "Hold it! Before you touch me, you better take a quick look with those vision powers." And basically finds out that there's a detonator, or a simple force field, and basically he basically mentions how, yeah, if he gets in close, a bomb's gonna go off and it will kill an innocent person.
Bruh.
Damn.
Yep. So he basically wants Superman to help him out with something. And to stop a villain known as Magpie, who basically in other versions has shown she's a person who likes shiny things. Anything that's shiny.
What the holy hell is that hairdo?
It was the 80s. Oh yeah, happy birthday. Not happy birthday, not happy birthday. Boom. So yeah, they basically go, yeah, the guy's dead. Yeah, show up, stop her, and everything, stop the other guy, and it turns, starts to get away. Sorry, she does a gas, he takes it out into space, and it's soon eventually made clear that the bomb was actually on him, on Batman. He was the innocent. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He would never put an innocent person's life in danger. So, yeah. Hold on. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, my bomb. Here you go, inside my utility belt. Yeah, because I knew my plan was only one way I could stop you. So yeah, he's a remarkable man. All things considered, who knows? In a different reality, I might have called him friend.
Had to go with the Star Trek reference.
Sort of.
It's different, but it's similar.
Yep. Oh, there's Lex when he had a little bit of hair. Hold on, come on. There we go.
And a weight too.
Yep. So, like I said, remember, years have passed by this point. There's been a bit of a time skip. And, but yeah, Lois comes to his house and everything. And
I thought it looks like he aged, but she didn't age.
Well, her hairstyle's different. Oh yeah,
Different
just
hairstyle.
point this out, though,
Pass
he
some time.
does grow facial hair. He
He looks like a bum.
Well, yeah, but get this though. He puts on the razor, but look what he does. Reflective mirrors. Oh, and it turns out he gets some weights and everything. And yeah, she's working out with it. But like, funny thing, I'm surprised you've been able to keep in terrific shape with such a physique with those light weights. They're hardly heavier than the ones I use. Oops, had a thought of that. I've gone to great lengths providing explanation of how Clark Kent can have a build almost as good as Superman. But with my super strengths, it's hard for me to be sure of the weight of something as small as a dumbbell.
What? Just go to the gym and look at how people are working out.
It's not that difficult.
True, but no, I think what he means is, for him, all weights are like dumbbells.
50 pounds. Right?
I know,
40,
they have numbers on them. You can go to the gym.
No, but he doesn't know what could be normal for someone of his physique.
Yeah,
40.
he would have
to ask someone, but then they'd be like, well, shouldn't you know?
No, people ask this all the time. You start small and then you gradually
But as far
go
as they
up.
know, they see his muscles, they already would think, well, you keep in great shape. But yeah, basically, yeah, they head to Lex's yacht and everything. They were invited. And yeah, there's Lex the first time we're seeing him. And the first time that Clark is meeting
Ginger
him.
side.
Wow, he's got quite the gut.
Oh, yep. He had, well, yeah, a decent side gut. But yeah, it turns out the outfit she's wearing was a present from Lex. And if she had known, she would have returned it if she would have known it was a gift. So what did she do? Strips down and takes Clark's coat.
Damn.
What a mad lad.
But that just tells you her principles. But yeah, when they get there,
I would have gone to the bathroom or something.
Well, that's why she goes behind Clark.
I still would have gone to the bathroom.
Yeah, but yeah, they're hijacked, and the place is taken hostage and everything. Clark, playing a little dumb, gets knocked right into the water, and eventually, as Superman, he saves them all. And Lois, showing that she's still trying to help out, kicks some ass. And when they get there, he saves Lois.
Underwear.
Well, we can't really tell. Oh no,
barely. I know with that kick. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but anyway, they land there. He saves her. He breaks the guy's gun, and we meet to the mayor. And then Lex comes up, ready to give Superman a $25,000 retainer to be on his payroll. Basically says no, thank you. And then it's later revealed, and he basically reveals that, oh yeah, I knew these guys were coming all the time. I ordered my man to hold back so that we might have see what the Superman can do. But the thing is, though, that is completely illegal. Of course, Lois thinks Clark is dead. No, I saved him. The mayor basically says, but this does not alter matter, Superman. By his action, Luthor has opened himself up to a charge of reckless endangerment. As mayor of this city, I hereby appoint you a special deputy. Superman, I want you to arrest this man. And that's the first time Lex is ever arrested.
Wait, does Superman really have the power to arrest somebody?
No. He just deputized him. The mayor just
deputized
deputized
him.
Deputize.
Cool.
So yeah,
I dubbed thee a deputy.
Yep, so Lex, for the first time in his life, gets mugged, fingerprinted, and everything.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were gonna say printed.
Yeah, normally he wouldn't be able to arrest anyone. I mean, he could do a citizen's arrest, but I'm not sure how it is in other states. But at least in California, the person you're doing a citizen's arrest has to agree to be arrested. Right,
but yeah, he helps out a woman in labor and all that, and then eventually someone's taking a photo. We don't find out till later. And then he meets up with Lex, whose lawyers have been able to get him off on a technicality. And basically, this is where he basically tells him, like, you made a mistake, Superman. A big mistake. Potentially fatal mistake. I run this town, Superman. Metropolis belongs to me. The people are mine to nurture or destroy as I see fit. And they've forgotten that. They've looked at you with your costume and your flashy superhuman powers, and they've forgotten who their master is. Who is number one? And I intend to remind them, Superman. I'm going to show them you're nothing, Superman. A cardboard cutout. One day, very soon now, you're going to die, Superman. You're going to be destroyed, and you'll know who's doing it. Everyone in Metropolis will know, but no one will ever be able to prove it. I'll not be arrested, Superman. Not ever again. Remember, Superman, you're a dead man. It's just a question of how soon. Wow, right?
Really had that evil monologue down, didn't they?
Yep. The next one is we get Bizarro. And we first you think Slex is in the armor and everything, and it's attacking, and he says it got sloppy. It was obvious the little package came for you. Was it? Obvious. And what, I wonder, do you consider obvious, Superman? And basically said, the guy basically with a LexCorp ID, not sloppy enough. If you were to check the records of those companies, I think you'd find all the components you referred to have been listed as stolen. And of course, this man was fired weeks ago. Oh, I know, I'm afraid he's liable to be... Basically, the guy is brain dead because of that armor. So basically, make it very clear, Lex is very good at covering his tracks. So yeah, basically he's trying to make a clone of Superman and everything. And at first it seems he's perfectly fine. Falls over. We also meet up to Lois's sister Lucy. Now this actually takes it from an old Superboy comic where we have Bizarro with a blind girl. Similar thing here. It basically just leads to stuff going on. You think it's Superman helping out, and meets up with Lucy. It's not. And it's later revealed to be Bizarro. And for a moment, he thinks he's Clark, which eventually leads to him having to, take this guy, take this guy away before people start thinking Clark is Superman. That's why he burns off with the heat vision, his heat rays and everything. All the usual stuff. Bizarro takes Lois, meets up with Lucy. The two start having a bit of a fight. And then as it goes on, Superman realizes with his microscopic vision that Bizarro's breaking down. So he flies right at each other, and kaboom! He falls apart, but something about the particles causes Lucy to be able to see again. Which makes Superman wonder, did Bizarro know that was going to happen? Who could say?
What? So Bizarro broke down.
Yep. They collide into each other. Bizarro go boom.
And what is it about Bizarro's breaking down cells?
I think who can really say it's hold on. It's somehow because there were the chemicals that blinded her. It acted as a counter agent.
Oh, okay. So
basically, it undid the chemicals that blinded her.
His dead cells.
Dead cells that are breaking. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go with because
it's comic books.
I'm thinking of Hulk, She-Hulk thing. Give her some of your blood, and she gets some of the effects.
Yeah, but here's number 6, the final issue. He heads back home and everything to meet up with his parents, and tells them a bit about what's been going on over there. And here's one thing I like. We can find out about mom makes up the best rhubarb pie and everything. Here it is. Unfortunately, since I beat her to the first exclusive story of Superman, she hasn't exactly been Clark Kent's biggest fan. And then mom calls him a big huggy bear. But here's the one thing. I've been contenting myself with her clear infatuation with Superman, but it's not enough. Superman isn't real. He's just a fancy pair of long johns that lets me operate in public without losing my private life. And it's that private life that's incomplete without someone like Lois. When I get back to Metropolis Tuesday morning, I'm gonna have to do something about that. Notice how he said that. Superman isn't real. He's just a fancy pair of long johns. This is the case. This was one of the biggest things that Byrne introduced. Clark Kent being the real guy.
The complete opposite of Batman and Bruce.
Even Batman I would argue with Batman. I would argue that. I would say with Batman, I think the real person is when Bruce is in the cave with the cowl off, but the costume on.
Really? Because the guy in the cave is almost indistinguishable from the guy with the cowl on.
You would think, but it's also I'm talking about when he's off the case, not when he's on the case. When he's off the case and he's down there, that's the one where he's usually more likely to loosen up or talk with Alfred and all that stuff when written well. So I always look at both of them have this 3 personas. You have the real deal, be it Clark when he's with Mom and Pa, or Bruce when he's in the cave with the Kawa off. You have then their superhero side, and then you have their more putting on an act civilian side, be it the Playboy or the Milksop.
Okay, I'll accept that.
But yeah, at night, Clark then wakes up and gets a message from John and from Jor-El.
Not the pie.
Oh yeah, there goes the pie.
Oh no, the pie.
But yeah, at first he can't seem to understand him, but eventually he gains the language and sees a bunch about what's going on with Krypton. And for a moment, he thinks Laura's able to see him. Now, it's hard to tell if this is actually going on or what. But at the same time, we have Lana Lang showing up, and the two meet up. Basically, he slept walk a little bit. The two have talked. She left Metropolis long ago, and basically she felt like I have to leave after what you did to me, which is basically he told her about his abilities, what he's going to go off and doing. And shows off about the flying and everything, and basically because he trusted her, but then when he left, she then felt like all the burden was placed on her, this heavy burden. You know what I mean? And basically, yeah, and left her.
Like, just left her there to keep the secret?
Yeah, because he felt, you're one of the people I thought I should tell, so you're not wondering where I'm at. And then her parents passed away, and it's just been her. And
but if he never comes back, then what's the point?
He didn't think that. He didn't think that would happen. But yeah, eventually,
that's because he thinks of only the short terms, not the long terms.
Yep. Oh, by the way, someone took the rocket.
Oh.
Yep. And then we get a little bit more from Jor-El, gives him more of an image and everything. It seems to be causing pain, but that's because it's just filling him with so much information. Jonathan sees him, runs right towards the hologram, and takes it out with a shovel.
Damn, Hawkins badass.
Yep. Clark reveals it all. He gained all this knowledge, everything from
Jor-El?
from Krypton. Everything was just put into his mind. And as he flies off, he's starting to realize where he is, where he came from. But at the same time, he says, part of him realizes it's dead. I'm the last survivor, and he knows all of it. I can speak 7 languages of Krypton's proudest apox. I can sing ballads of its heroes. I know the name of its god and all the prayers, and it's all of it is ultimately meaningless. I may have been.
The person who destroyed his planet was Brainiac always there?
No, that was something introduced in the anime series. That was part of. And if you go by the interviews that Bruce Timm said, he said, "Well, everyone knows Brainiac didn't. This wasn't on Krypton." No, wait, no, not everyone knows that.
I don't know that.
Yeah, but here goes one of my other favorite bits. It was Krypton that made me Superman, but it was Earth that made me human. And that's the end. He got all the information, but he feels like it doesn't matter. I'm not Kryptonian. I'm human. I'm Earth. I'm an Earthling still.
American.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of that?
It's a good story.
It's a good miniseries, yeah. Yeah,
it's very good. I mean, I also thought it was kind of neat to watch Luthor go bald over the course of the story.
Yeah. Yep, but by the end of it all, I mean, and it sets up some questions still to ask, like who took the rocket, who took the photo of Clark that comes into the ongoing.
Lex.
Actually, the photo being taken was by the guy who would become Metallo.
Lex.
Actually, yeah, Lex actually does have the rocket, but it's far enough away from the farm that's why they don't connect the dots.
Yeah, I would have still have thought Lex.
And this would be the origin for the longest time, for like over a decade, almost 2 decades. Until eventually we would get Mark Waid doing Birthright, which was supposed to be the new origin, but then eventually it got changed. But for a brief time, it was the new origin. They even had an event where time got altered, and basically it reworked some of the history. And yeah, we basically open up with Jor-El's trying to now Clark and Kal-El is born on this already. There's no birthing matrix, none of that in this version. Even though the rocket looks a lot like it. And he's basically been trying to figure out how to get how the ship can get him off until he comes to the conclusion of we have to stay. And we just get an explanation of what led to Krypton's destruction and everything. Everything's starting to fall apart. We get the blanket stuff is here. Mark Waid basically wanted to bring as much of the old Silver Age back. They fire the rocket off into space and everything. We have a tender moment. There it goes as it flies off, and it leads into a speeding bullet as Clark saves someone. This guy who's basically a leader of a bit of a movement in West Africa, who's trying to help, through the right means, overcome a dictatorship. Kind of like a bit of a Gandhi-like guy. And he's basically, saying like he's a good listener. His name's Kobe, and basically he was sent on assignment and everything. And as they're, listening and everything, it's like it's a tribe, but it's not tribalism. And yeah,
I'm sorry, they're all so skinny faced and
that's Francis Yu style.
Oh,
those necks.
Yeah, but basically he's of the belief of, the divisions are drawn and battles are fought along tribal lines. He's one of those who feels like there should be no tribalism. And that's Kobe's sister, and eventually, they're just he's teaching him something, just giving him some words of advice. And I love this. Drink's about to spill. He catches it beforehand. Can spill on anyone, but you couldn't tell. But yeah, basically he's telling him about like a renewal of identity. He talks a bit about identity, about symbols, what symbols things can be symbolized. And there's a brief moment where things are they're about to be they're getting ambushed again. Superman stops it all, and they see he takes a shot and everything. At first they're like, what the heck? And they will keep the secret. I should want Kobe, he's running for Senate. That's what he's running for. He's running for Senate so he could try and bring about real change. So he's basically saying, I'm sorry, this basically don't tell this whole series is going to be very decompressed.
Is there more than one Superman Birthright series?
There's a different origin. There's another origin. And this is the second origin I just said. This is what I'm showing you. I'm showing you all the different origins. Basically, this is Clark during his travelings when he was going around the world. So West Africa was one of them. He wrestled with a lion and everything. And he had this little tablet that actually had all the information about Krypton. And in this case, he's a bit more fascinated, a bit more interested about it. But again, it doesn't dominate him. So in a lot of ways, it's like no different than what Byrne did with his skipping, of saying he did all this incredible stuff. But yeah, then there's Clark is interviewing the main guy that Kobe's trying to stop, and he's basically saying how they're a bunch of bottom feeders. We're content to let them be. We insist upon the same courtesy. Basically, it's that whole thing of like, hey, we let them be, but they don't, leave them struggling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and Clark realizes, hey, wait, it's those guys, but without the masks on. That's one of them. So, oh yeah, we still have, you have stuff like that. What? He's telling them don't march because he knows it's a trap. So they think, oh, of course the white guy's telling us this.
Oh, I'm sorry, but the way that girl's face is drawn.
Again, this is Hughes style. But yeah, basically they go on the march and everything, but at the same time, someone's attacking the town. So Clark heads over there to help out. But then when that happens, because basically they were expecting the sister to go to Kobe and get rid of him. So then decided to just silence him. So they caused a bit of a ruckus while Superman's saving the rest of the town. Oh, they had to put that in there.
Oh,
the Action Comics cover.
Action Comics number 1?
Yep, and then Kobe gets shivved. So and Clark realizes, heads on back, destroys all the cameras, grabs the guy who did it, and says who said it to do it, and points to the representative, and Kobe dies, and his sister gets the position. And basically, they say, she tells him like, no one's going to speak of you, and we'll have our silence. And that'll cancel our debt. No debt. And basically, she asks, why couldn't you have stopped this? It's not what Kobe would have wanted. So basically, in a lot of ways, this whole two issues are meant to give him a bit of, like, have through Waid have Clark learn some lessons throughout all this. Like when to decide what to say, saving the people is more important and stuff like that. He heads back home, and we find out that in this version, unlike Burns, Ma has been more important with helping Clark develop the identity and everything. They haven't heard. They admit they haven't heard from Lana. We just see some. Like basically Clark's just telling. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm all over the place. We get a setup that Lex was in Metropolis. And basically he's Clark saying that I'm going to go be a reporter still, and I got an idea. So they takes the rocket, takes the outfit, and decides I'm going to make a costume. So that's what eventually leads to him doing Superman, and making the Superman outfit, which already had the S, which is connected to Krypton. And yeah, Ma is helping out, and Pa feels a little left out. And I love this. Clark, age 2 in 4 months, age 3, age 4, hit his ceiling. He flew up so high he hit his head on the ceiling. So in this version, Clark developed his powers much sooner, like all of his powers, not just slowly some of them. Oh yeah, make a wish, Clark, as we see, the camera's hit by the cake. Pa's heading out, but it feels like Clark and Ma are just too focused. They're getting all the inspiration from Krypton. We get a bit more information, and then Paul just heads on out. He just feels like, this is all happening so fast. You know what I mean? It even says, like, I got no axe to grind. Don't see the problem. And the problem is he's going through a huge change, and all this talk about his destiny and heritage. A lot for him to, that's what Ma's saying, that part. But he just feels like that's not the issue either. And eventually, here it is. We find out he just takes the hammer and starts hammering on the, on the ship. Pretty much brings down the barn, and he flies up. And he, holds him up. Clark saved him, and he says, like, "What were you doing? Hey, don't be nervous. I'm not going to drop you. You've never been up this high. Never took him up once." And he just feels like, I don't guess you don't know me as well as we saw it, huh? Don't feel bad, Clark. That's my fault, and now I'm paying for it. So he basically felt like he didn't do much to help Clark with his life out, and now Clark has already figured things out. Again, I do like stuff like this. It's a lot better than Man of Steel, the movie. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, there's a bit more realistic emotion here.
Yeah.
Other than just don't save me, let me die in a tornado.
Exactly. And now here's where they start to figure out the outfit. For heaven's sake, son, I don't need X-ray vision to see your six-pack. No t-shirts ever. Every girl you pass will notice you. Really? Don't get excited. That's not what we're going for. Here, they try all this other stuff on. Better, and remember, to keep your hair tame. Now let's hear your voice. 7 years ago. A little high. Basically, they're figuring all the costume out. Give him a jacket. And then...
let him be nerdy, but not too nerdy.
Right, but I love this. What, you mean like a wig? Like that wouldn't attract attention. The goal is, I understand, is to not stand out. The problem is your eyes. That blue, Clark, is unlike anything else on Earth. And that's just not your mother talking. You've been getting compliments on your eyes for as long as I remember. All the slouching in the world won't hide them. Here's a thought. Takes her Paul's glasses. Martha, what are you? Oh, I get it. Reckon that'll help. Let's see. Whoa, strong prescription. You can look through walls. Work with me here. I love Martha here, don't you?
So, what do the glasses do?
Oh, look at the second panel.
It changes the shade of his eyes.
Yep. It doesn't change the color, but it refracts it.
Yeah, his eyes are like a very deep blue, and now they're more muted.
Yeah.
What kind of lenses are those? One of them.
Very strong prescription, as he said.
I mean, that's not how strong prescriptions work, but yeah, I can.
Yeah, because my sister has a strong prescription, but it doesn't.
I mean, unless those glasses are shaded somehow.
I think they're all shaded, but I love that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I love that though. You can look through walls. Work with me here.
We're trying. But
I love that though. But I love that sass, don't you? It's just like, oh, don't give me that. You can look through walls. But yeah, they give him the jacket, and basically he's all set to head out, and yeah, basically showing it. But this is one problem I have is and Waid wants to bring back the milksop. Nobody attracts attention to Clark. I prefer the Byrne version where Clark can be his own man. He can still be buff and ripped, but actually have a reason why people won't think he's Superman. And he can actually become, have friends and everything. We'll see throughout the stuff, he starts to alienate himself too much. And unfortunately, Byrne feels like that's how it should be. He wants to bring back the milksop loser nobody likes Clark. And you can see what my issue is with that, right?
Yeah.
So
He's
yeah,
significantly less likable character.
Yeah, I mean, no, you would think he'd be likable because it's like, oh, you feel bad for him, but it's like, no, he's choosing to do this.
And that's kind of the point. Is like he's doing it to himself. At least the other one, he like you said about having the 3 different types of personalities, he's able to at least act like himself a little bit more.
Yeah, when he's around others, and okay, come on, what's going on here?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, come on, where is it? Okay, come on, because you're just seeing a black screen, aren't you?
Yep.
Come on. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let me go back to the beginning. So that would have been number 4. I have a 12-issue series. I mean, you probably guess I'm going to breeze through these a bit more. Wait a minute. I can't read it?
¿Por qué?
No sé.
4? I can't read 4? 4 is not allowed?
Specifically that one?
Weird.
Listen,
okay.
It's obvious. It's because number 4 in Japan is the unlucky number.
All right, hold on.
It is, because it also means death.
Hold on, then. I'll show you from here,
real?
then.
Yeah. Ichi-ni-san.
So anyway, yeah, they go. Yeah,
basically.
basically.
Also means
Yeah,
death.
now I give you this. Look at that artwork.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
The cityscape is incredible. But yeah, we basically are introduced to the Daily Planet. There's the Quentin Galloway, the publisher, just dumping trash on poor Jimmy.
No.
Damn,
Yep,
hostile work environment.
Yep, and then Lois chews him out and everything, just tells him off. And Clark's already in love with her.
Of course, why wouldn't it be?
Yep. He then meets up with Perry and everything. Just he brings him aboard and all that. But we get a moment of Clark having to be intentionally clumsy, which again I feel like really that's not necessary. Just goes a little over the top. At first it seems like and basically it's like just like in the Donner movie, Perry's just rambling, and it looks like someone's about to shoot down the that attacks the bugle and the planet. So yeah, he runs off and says, "Please don't let me look ridiculous," as he opens up his shirt. And then I love this. I was Lois. She heads up to the chopper to follow it. And I love how Jimmy's like, so wrong. No. Front page. Now that's Lois. But yeah, as soon as they take off, chopper goes haywire, and they start to fall. It crashes and they're starting to fall. I gotta say though, that S is way too big. Wouldn't you agree?
The
yeah,
S.
it goes all the way down to his abdomen.
Yeah, that is way too huge. But yeah, the chopper rescue. He flies off to deal with the big attack chopper and everything. Kaboom! He does uses his visions and sees Lex was watching the whole thing. He gets further attacked by more, rockets hitting him and everything, that won't happen again. And yeah, he basically heads up to the chopper, brings it back down, and takes the black box. And then he heads all the way up to LexCorp and everything to meet up with Lex. And he basically says, and I do like this. It's a nice mixture of the anime series and what you saw with Byrne. Like, is this what you've come to? He basically acts like he knows a lot about Lex. And of course, Lex has no clue. And like, you can drop the innocent businessman act. You may have fooled the city, but you're not fooling me. You're responsible for this. And of course, Lex, much like usual, is basically all like, yeah, prove it. Yeah, are you threatening me? I'm trying to figure it out. But call it what you... But then more people show up at everything. He sees the S. Lex seems to recognize the S. We'll get to that. And soon everyone shows up. You see Lois is, trying to interview Lex. And you just have this brief moment, though. Superman, look at Superman. He's not happy. And Lex notices that. And camera guy tries to take the camera and everything. Superman gets him out. And, he takes the camera, but then Superman gives it back. They give a nice, he flies off. Lois thanks him. And we get a wink. And in this version, Lois got the story. Clark doesn't even have a story yet. He does. Hold on. Oh yeah, he did the expose on the chopper. Sorry, that's what got him in. And so he basically feels like, hey, you've got this. And I love this. Lois actually checks him out and everything, looks at it, and it's just like, nah. Clark whispers, phew, dear Ma, it worked. And that's, I believe, where that issue ends. So let me go back and see where the next one starts. Yep, right where I saw it. So hold on. There we go. Basically, they see a red cape. Oh, wait. Oh man, it turns out that was that was part way to the issue. It turns out it was 2 issues. I couldn't. That's the problem with this. I can't tell when the cutoff is.
What?
You know what I mean? So hold on. Okay, yeah, 2 marks. Though Lucer was another matter. Basically saying how I don't know what happened to Lucer. But this whole dual identity thing, Ma, we had our doubts, but it might just work. We just cut the Lex and LexCorp, and he pulls out this little thing, a chunk of kryptonite with the S on it.
Uh-huh.
Yep, Lex has kryptonite, but there's more to it than that. Also, tell Mr. Kent I would like to see him. So,
it turns out it's a map to the entire world.
Actually, you're not far off.
What?
What?
Hey.
Not exactly to the whole world, but you'll find out. But yeah, we get there was a school shooting going on. Basically, them stopping it. Reference to Columbine. This one. This is where I find out about Waid. I now look back and I can't help but cringe with Waid. A complete and utter right-wing gun nut job. And what does Superman do? Takes one of his guns, shoots him, and then takes the bullet.
Oh, I saw this somewhere.
I'm sorry. Looking back at now, I could see the warning signs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of heavy-handed here.
Yep, but yeah, you have all this stuff going on. People are still trying to figure him out and all that. Now, here's one thing I do not like. Lois is telling Perry how to do his job. And she's saying it with such smugness. And I'm just like, no, Lois respects Perry. She would not talk down to him like this.
Is there a lot of Perry in...
Perry is usually regular in the comics. The shows are the ones that give him the short shaft.
Oh.
In the comics, Perry's always been a great guy. Oh, I love this. Keep her, fire her. Best writer, no boundaries. Good interviews, despite inability to listen. 3 Pulitzer nominations. 17 lawsuits. Won't take no for an answer. Won't take no for an answer. No good place to hide her body.
I like that last one.
Again, was her acting this way? I'm sorry. This just feels like I do not like smug Lois. Like this type of smugness. Would you agree? This feels like an over the top, like no respect for anyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I've never liked Lois Lane ever.
Oh.
I've always hated her character.
Well, I think one of the other versions you might like her.
from stuff
I'm certain that there is a version of her that I will like, but most of them that I've seen, I despise her.
She's a very
It depends on who's writing her. But I'll tell you this: Jurgens writes one of the best Loises.
Have you tried the animated series?
Oh yeah, that Lois, Diane Delaney, perfect voice for Lois.
She's good. She's okay there, but still kind of smug. Just not nearly as bad as this. What I'm seeing right now.
I was gonna say, like, she seems like very aggressive.
Right,
yeah, she's aggressive. But
that's
fine.
But yeah, Clark goes to Lex, says, "Long time since Smallville." Lois is surprised, but clicks. "Mr. Kent, I am not familiar with Smallville. If you're claiming that you and I have met before, that makes the second time you've lied about me this week." When did I lie? I know. Basically, he's trying to say that story that you wrote completely not true. It is, obviously, and he's basically revealing, all this stuff, about hold on, yeah, extraterrestrial life and everything. He's just showing it all off, and he's basically in this point, Superman does not, is not fully sure about Krypton exactly. He knows a bit about it, but he doesn't know exactly that. It's gone, or Krypton's gone. He does not know Krypton is gone. But yeah, basically he's revealing, Lex is revealing, a lot of his abilities and all that, meaning that he could only be an alien. And basically all this shows what he wants to do to Superman, which is, of course, dissect him. Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah, and basically we get a little hint about how Clark knew Lex and everything. And yeah, he's like, I think he just wants someone to talk to. And basically, yeah, we just have a bit more. Hold on. But yeah, and here's the other thing. The other thing that bothers me with Perry here is that he's actually taking Lex as if, yeah, we should print what Lex says. Yeah, he might be a leading expert, but Perry would never just do it, take his word for it. He would just be his questioning. So I do not like that about Perry here. But basically, thanks to Lex now, people are starting to doubt Superman because they think like he's an alien. Why should we help him?
Not one of us. Not one of us.
Pretty much. And eventually it leads. Oh no, here's what I was talking about with,
Did
Clark.
they think he was like an experiment or something?
Yep. Oh, look at this. Yeah, Clark's off to the side, janitors. All done? Yep, cut the lights. Wait, anyone left? Not that I noticed.
Damn.
Yep, and no one. Oh, and to the point where people actually, hey, they say like, I thought you fellas were across the street. We were, but hey, Perry wants a rewrite by morning. Co-speak for, let's all pretend to call it a night, then reconvene elsewhere. Who'd you masterminds ditch this time? Kent. But Clark's very well aware of what's going on, and basically tells you that everyone feels like no one likes him. No one likes him at all. He's a complete bore.
That one person was like, Jimmy, and I'm like, oh, at least one person.
Oh yeah, but he just feels like, yeah, he's starting to feel everything's just falling apart. Well, you have this with his the bridge is being blasted. He flies up to try and pull it, but then more explosions come off, which makes it eventually look like he was pulling the place apart. But Ma and Clark know it's looser. And we're starting to get a little bit more hints of what's going about their past until we finally find out about, his past. There's Clark bringing Lex over to visit his parents and everything. And basically this is a case where you feel a little bad for Lex. He's the type of guy that's insufferable genius. He's smart. He knows it, but every time he tries to show it off, he's either too arrogant or something goes wrong. Like he tries to repair the milking machine, it causes everything to go off. Jonathan yells at him, and Clark is and Lex is actually taking offense. He's like, it's twice as effective now. Why are they scared? Because it's like, they're cows. Don't be mad. He was just trying to help. And basically tries to say, he was yelling over the noise. That was nothing more. And this is where then Lex tries to find out just how smart Clark is by giving him a few trick questions, and basically soon finds out like, yeah, you know what you're talking, you know your stuff. And so yeah, the two become good friends. And eventually, though, we find out more later on. Sorry, we don't find out right now, but you can still tell Lex has become a completely different person. But yeah, here's what he gets though from that kryptonite. He actually gets information about Krypton. It's woven into that rock. So while he didn't get a map of the world, he got a map of Krypton. And it turns out this is how Lex made all of his tech, by reverse engineering things, which again, I don't like. I like Lex to be the genius who can make it up on his own, not steal it from someone else. I mean, yeah, steal other things, but initially when he gets started,
steal other things. You heard Robert, steal other things.
Okay, what I mean by that is, he's the kind of guy who feels like I pulled myself up on my bootstraps. I got to where I am based off of my own hard work, blood, sweat, and tears.
A question for you.
Yeah?
When did the S become Kryptonian?
Oh, here.
In this book?
Yes.
In this series, the S became part of like his family's crest. Okay.
Yeah, yes. In this case, it became the family crest, and then in the movie, Man of Steel became, Hope.
Okay. I always wondered about that.
Yep. But anyway, here's where Lex then starts to show off, like he's bored out of his gourd, and everyone thinks he's a weirdo. So it's like, how dare you? No, how dare you? Why do you have to make this material so dry? If you want to teach deductive reasoning, make it relevant. For instance, we all know that Paul Cho cut chemistry because there's mud on his shoes, and it only started raining after first period. We know that Roland McGinley is Lana Lang's secret admirer because he's got the only class schedule that rotates him past her locker at the exact times those frighteningly gooey notes were left. Jacob Stewart nervously sneaked his paint-flicked key from his belt into his pocket because Jack Targan bellowed that some suicide case has scratched up his Ford Ranger. Uh-oh. And let's see, who else has a secret? You're trying to pass off a man's shirt and trying to pass a man's shirt off as a blouse the day after you and Coach Borden spent the night at an educational seminar. Ta-da! Yeah, of course, he's trying to show himself how smart he is, but it gets him in trouble.
I don't know, that was kind of cool.
Or it was, but then he also he discovered, once he did civics, he writes up a bunch of notes for the mayor. He thinks it's a book report. He doesn't want to listen. Stuff like that. Or did you hear about the coach and all that? Like everyone, like everything he does, no one takes it seriously because of his age, or he gets in trouble for it. Oh, this is where we're introduced to Lana, and this is the only time we see Lana. And basically, it's treated like she is also a bit of a bitch, just completely dismissive of Clark. But we also find out Lex, and they're starting to lose. The Smallville's starting to lose. It turns out Lex has been giving plays to the other coach. He then goes to Lex, tells him, like, was it that obvious? To anyone that knows you. Oh, and so thankfully, I am that list. As your friend, don't do that again. They went undefeated the rest of the season. Until eventually those things go completely south when Clark goes to meet up with him. He had found the little rock and everything, showed it off to him, but because the rock was affecting Clark and he started feeling weak, Lex just took him as a ignorant, that you were a farm hick, that you weren't that basically he starts seeing the worst in everything. And he just pulls Clark off, tosses him out, and says, nothing good will ever come out of this hick of a town but Lex Luthor. Nothing. And he just starts setting up his machine and everything. Clark is begging him to let him in until he finally activates it, starts getting an image of Krypton until it blows up, causing him to lose his hair and his father dying in the fire. Eventually, Lex left, and after that, he refuses to ever acknowledge Smallville, and it's also part of why he would never connect Clark Kent to Superman, because that would connect him back to Smallville, and he refuses to even think about that.
But does he know that subconsciously, though?
If he does, he would never answer it, because his ego wouldn't allow it. Never.
Wow, that's self-defeating.
Oh yeah, but it just tells you about, that's what Pa says, like, even if he wanted to link the Superman to Smallville, his ego wouldn't allow it. And now it looks like they think Earth is under attack by Kryptonians. They're not. It's all a big act. That's basically what the rest of this story is. As you start having Superman helps the mob, And turns out the mob leader tells them, like, he wants to join an alliance. He wants to get in on the ground floor. Yeah, Superman basically tells them to hell with that. Everyone is really starting to just turn against Superman. They're trying to figure out anything that's going on. And, yeah, basically when they head off, we see him with Lex with a general and everything. He then confronts him and tells him, "You mean Project Krypton?" Yeah, that's Project Krypton. Krypton, what is that? Some new weapon of yours? Okay, yeah. He had no idea that Krypton was the name of the planet because Clark's never been able to understand the language. Like, you don't know? You don't know? Anybody reveals to him, everything that it's gone. It's been destroyed, all dead. And then he takes a photo.
Damn.
And basically, he just gets all enjoyment out of this. Basically, say like, "Listen to my pulse. I'm telling the truth," and he just tells him everything going on.
I love the fact that his phone is a Lex phone.
Well, yeah.
It's got a Lex logo on
But
it.
yeah, he just gloats on everything there. And then he said, "You deliberately humiliated me. You looked at me like I look at the ants, and you don't get to do that." So yeah, then they show up. They claim Superman attacked Lex, and then the giant spider, which, believe it or not, this actually connects back to Kevin Smith's script for a Superman movie. He didn't want to put it in; it was the producer who told him to put it in, but they actually fit the giant spider.
The Kevin Smith, is that the one where Nicolas Cage was supposed to play Superman?
And they would have fought a giant spider. So this is
astounding.
But yeah, basically throughout the rest... Okay, I'm just going to summarize this because this is going to be a bit longer. Basically, it's a big fight, whereas everyone's turning on Superman, it seems. They think like they don't trust him. He's getting weakened. Everyone's trying to figure out what to do. Clark's ready to just throw in the title and throw in everything, to quit. Lois sees him, chews him out. We find out someone named Vanguard is a general leading this Kryptonian invasion. Basically, burns in a big S, claiming that it's their symbol. And then Superman says, like hell, as he goes in for their fight. Next issue, it leads to, okay, come on, there we go. Everyone's attacking. Superman's putting up a good fight still, but he's still knocked around because of their weapons. Lois gives him some word of encouragement. More people are getting hurt. He goes in to help them. Just keeps on getting battered and battered. A giant take comes in. The Vanguard rips off Superman's S, which again tells you how much of the suit was ripped off. Basically, he's on taunting him, saying it was only a matter of time. He basically also reveals that actors are paid frauds. We're just doing this. Luthor is right. You're the fraud. We're on to you. It was only a matter of time before you turn on us weaker than you. That's how it works. Then when Superman says not always, what were you, raising a bard? Yeah, Superman still flies off, catches everyone, helps everyone. Kid's about to get scrunched. He then picks up the kid, pulls up that giant S that one of the Kryptonian ships had, and that's an awesome image. Jimmy takes it, uploads it, and it starts to get everyone inspired. So then Lex basically says deploy everyone. They all still keep on fighting at him. He still keeps on doing what he can. But then they come in there. Everyone comes in to try and stop him, to help him. And Lois goes to Lex's place, gets the kryptonite, which actually undoes a lot of the illusion. Because it turns out the illusion's coming from that. So yeah, they go in, they help him out. Superman takes down Vanguard, takes down everyone. Lex is dealing with Lois. And apparently that heat vision could also be super knitting or something.
The fuck?
Yeah! Superman flies off there. Lex tosses Lois it off. Right at the same time, Vanguard and all the others are ready to be blowing up. Superman flies up, helps him, gets it out, blows up. He's all right. Vanguard's all right. Superman saves Lois. Lex is still trying to tap into that thing. And he's asking. He wants help. Like, my world's in dire peril. Help! Because he doesn't realize it's not two-way. And then Superman realizes he just wants someone to talk to, some of his own intellect. And the entire thing is just, it's whittling away the kryptonite. The two are just, like you're stop grasping at straws. It's over. Turns out they are getting some of the images, but it's not perfect. And basically, he says, "You've lost." Then he sees his parents, and for a brief moment, he finds out what his name is, Kal-El. Then, as he's watching everything go down, Lex is putting up a bit more of a fight. Superman knocks him out, and he says something to his parents. We don't know what it is yet, but then he passes out. The kryptonite is gone, and Lex has been indicted. Everyone's all happy. Turns out Lois took away Clark's quitting "I quit" note. Seems like things are, they're starting to become a bit more closer. Everyone's happy. The S stands for Superman. And it turns out they were able to see the image saying that he made it. And it ends there with them kissing. So that was Birthright.
What? Gross.
So that was Birthright.
I was like, what?
What did you think of that?
I actually like that. Oh, I like the ending a lot more. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could definitely see that a lot of Man of Steel took from that. The Kryptonians attacking.
Yeah.
But yeah, this then is Superman's Secret Origins. And this is the one, Geoff Johns, Gary Frank. And in this case, this is them trying to take everything that's been done. Pre-crisis, post-crisis, all that, and try and make it as close as possible to work. We see Clark, playing football as a young boy, and this is when Gary Frank was in it. Either trying to make, everyone look like Christopher Reeves, even if they make him like a little boy, or a bit of a crackhead eyes. See what I mean? Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
It looks like an adult face on a little kid.
Yeah, Gary Frank was not good. But yeah, basically, playing football, slams into Pete, breaks his arm. Of course, all the girls are signing everything. There's was Lana. Turns out in this version, Lana knows early. Clark feels bad for what he did, especially when his X-ray vision kicks in. Lana's still trying to talk to him and help him. He's saying like, "I broke his arm. Not your fault. Pa told me I shouldn't have done it." And we find out how Lana found out. Turns out they were playing hide and seek in Mr. Ben Hubbard's field. Didn't hear the thrash until it was almost too late. And this is also how Clark found out about his powers.
So this is one of that realistic drawings, especially for the face.
Right. But yeah, then Lana kisses Clark. Much like in Smallville, his vision goes off by hormones and whoosh.
Hormones?
Yep. Well, what else would you call it?
That's so weird. No, I'm saying it's weird that it goes off by hormones.
Yeah, but I love it though. At least for the initial kicking it off. Eventually it gets better. But look at Lana. She's like, that could have been my face. But yeah.
Should have been. I'm just kidding.
Now, and Clark is starting to feel like, what's happening to me? The strength was one thing, but this. I got heat vision on my eyes. I got X-ray vision. I need to know what's going on. And, blowing the cake and everything. So they reveal to him the ship. And he's like, what is that? Then he gets an image of it. Mom, and there's Jor-El and Laura. Explains everything like, this is Laura. This is your mother. And I love it. How Martha is completely like, no, I'm his mother kind of a look. He explains everything. And at first, when he finds out, you might look like one of them, but you're not one of them. Clark doesn't want to hear this.
Those faces that Clark...
Well, look at that one, the go away. Doesn't that looks weird.
There's been, for every page, there's been at least one where I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. But yeah, he runs out and everything. This is taken a little bit from the anime series, running into the cornfield. Jonathan finds him, and I love this. Now this state Man of Steel stole this from. I want to be Clark Kent. I want to be your son, Clark. You are my son. But you gotta be honest, that was one of the few good Paul moments in Man of Steel, wasn't it?
I'd have to rewatch Man of Steel.
Can't they go back to pretending I'm your son? Oh, you are my son. But yeah, also Lex. Now, the fact they have Lex literally on the opposite end of those tracks Could they get any more blatant?
On the opposite end of the tracks.
Literally. See the train tracks in the first panel?
Yeah.
But yeah, Lex finds it and finds the kryptonite. Yeah, we find out about the glasses. The glasses were actually cut out from the ship. That's why it doesn't, burn. Heat vision doesn't go through it. Martha finds a little bit more from the ship, some of the information that inspires her.
That's Doomsday.
Well, Doomsday was from Krypton. Always has been.
He has?
Always. He was made on Krypton.
I did not know any of that.
I did not know that either.
When Jurgens came up with it, it was this. Basically, he went through this whole. He was like a little infant, put out into this hostile world, got killed. They would take the DNA, reclone it.
I know that bit. I know that.
Yeah,
bit
that was on Krypton. That was on
Krypton.
That's how they developed their cloning technology.
Oh.
Because after everyone got annihilated in that base, then the Kryptonians found the technology and used it. But yeah, that inspires her. We get a bit more with Clark and everything. Clark meets up with Lex, and everything. Oh, look at that! See what I mean? That's a crack face, isn't it?
Whoa! He looks like Carrot Top.
But then a tornado happens, much like in Smallville. Oh, come on. Okay.
Tornado?
Yep.
Where are the sharks?
That's Sharknado. And Clark saves her. And then they make it out there. They land, and Lana kisses him again. But it worked. The glasses work. And he's just so happy. Like, I flew up and away. And he's just so happy, so excited.
Oh my god, those faces.
He looked like a homeless man.
I thought he looked like Michael Jackson for a second. The top one.
I know. Yep. I know. But yeah, gives him the outfit. Like, a bit tight, isn't it, Martha? But this I do not like. You better take a nice long look, because today is the last time I ever wear this. I'm sorry, I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Superboy.
Yep, that's all the first issue.
Oh my god, those faces, man.
Okay, faces aside, what do you think of that first issue so far?
I mean, it was fine story-wise. I mean, just like those faces, that face right there is just hideous.
Oh, what was that face for Superman? And look how thin he looks.
Who drew this again?
Gary Frank.
Okay, yeah, he's not good with faces.
No, he usually is. He's usually great with faces. This was to the point when he was in a rough spot. But
Clearly.
yeah, this is Lionel Luthor. His brakes went out and he almost fell over and died. Superboy saves him, which completely derails Lex's plan, because his father was supposed to die so he could then get an insurance policy.
Insurance.
Yep. As Superboy and as Clark's looking out into space, he's just wondering, do you think there are other people like me? Clark tries to befriend Lex. Lex has no interest whatsoever, but we find out that he's dreaming big. He wants to go to Metropolis. You know what I mean? That again, just like in Birthright, he's completely disgusted. What? Oh yeah, the faces.
Sorry, I can't help it.
I know. Well, look at that one.
Oh my god, what is that?
Clark, yeah, we should hang out sometime.
He looks like he's becoming a zombie.
Yeah, why would we do that?
Oh my god.
Yep. Jeez. And Clark pushes Lana away from anything, wanting to do anything. He's starting to listen in on everyone, and then the Legion shows up. And basically, they want to take him to the future to meet everyone, to hang out, basically. They go there. Everyone tells them, you can be yourself around us. And, welcome to the future. They he basically feel like, hey, you can fly. You can do all this amazing stuff. And basically...
Bendis flashbacks now.
This was way before Bendis ruined everything.
I know, but it's
Bendis
just like...
Bendis ruins everything.
Now, to be fair, Geoff Johns brought in the idea of there being human supremacists.
What does that mean?
Meaning, the Legion are made up of aliens. Even though they look human, they're aliens. They're like, Earth is for humans. but they stop it all and everything. Superboy helps them all out. They meet up with some of the other Legion, including Phantom Lady and Phantom Girl and Triplicate Girl.
And
Brainiac 5.
Brainiac 5, yeah, I was going to say, he's one of the Brainiacs, I just can't remember.
Yep. And
There's
basically,
more than one?
Yep, Clark then, Brainiac gives him a chewing out, saying like, hey, this could totally ruin our history and all that, history and everything. Of course, Lightning Lant's like, hey, you can figure something out. They take him back and basically saying like, if you want to meet up again, always meet us over here at this tree with that L on it, and we'll go and hang out. And Clark now feels even more excited again. Then a ship starts coming. We started hearing the ground shaking. Another rocket's coming down. Clark flies up. He feels confident about the outfit now. Catches it. Arf! It's Crypto. We never see him though.
Aww.
And then we find out that Lionel suffered a heart attack. Lex puts on a good act, but he's like, today is my last day in Smallville. As he then he's ready to leave. As now we jump ahead to Clark first coming to Metropolis. As he's like, gee, pumps into a woman who's just giving him like, hey, I mean you no trouble. Of course now you clumsy oaf. Just storms out.
I mean, at least the faces now match the body a little bit better.
Oh yeah,
a little bit better.
They're still goofy though.
Oh, I know. But yeah, it turns out though, everyone's waiting there. They're waiting for Lex to come out from his tower and basically select someone that could, he'll grant whatever they wish. Obviously, the catch is he wants them to be an experiment. Clark runs into Rudy Jones, the parasite, who basically bums off Clark his lunch, and everything. He goes to the planet. I keep on saying Bugle. The planet. We're introduced to Steve Lombard and Cat Grant. And what's funny is that you see Steve is built and Cat is good looking, but not like overly stacked. When Geoff Johns and Gary Frank took over in the main title, we see that which is years later, of course, set years later, not this early days. Steve's getting on a bit of a gut, and Kat has put on and has given herself a boob job. So it's basically, so this is meant to be for those who read the series and see where they were at the beginning. But yeah, we made up to Jimmy. Look at that look at face on Jimmy. What is that?
What the hell?
I feel like I've seen somebody with that face before.
Yeah, but
I think I might have too.
It's not wrong if it's the truth. Here we go. Isn't that what the Daily Planet stands for? Truth, justice, the American way. You used to have that hanging on your wall. The Repo Man took it, along with all of our press passes and my patience. Perry, forget it, Lois. I have the city hall breathing down my neck enough as it is. I don't need another article about the failings of our public transportation infrastructure. Then what about an expose on teen beauty pageant organized by the mayor's wife? But our taxes are paying for the corruption of young girls across the city, Chief. They're learning how to mix eyeshadow before they're learning how to read. The people of Metropolis need someone to pull the curtain back, like you used to. A month ago, Lex Luthor's automated flying drones malfunctioned and killed 7 people in South America, but no one's talking about it. And he's already unveiling his next great invention. I've got strict orders from the publisher. Leave Luthor out of our papers. Lex Luthor played Monopoly against Metropolis and won, but he shouldn't pass go or collect $200. He should have head directly to jail. I hate when you quote me. The Daily Planet is the only paper in Metropolis that had the guts to take on that self-righteous maniac. Being the key word. And we're on the brink of bankruptcy because of it. But we're not bankrupt yet, Chief. We're here, so why do you need to keep backing down from everything? Yada, 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 but you get this. This is why I prefer this Lois and Perry compared to the other one.
Yeah, this one's way cooler.
Yeah, I mean, much more respectful on both ends. And yet you understand why they're making the decision, why Perry's making the decision. Right?
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, we're introduced to Lois, like, can I help you? Oh, Lois Lane, meet Clark Kent. And basically saying, he's replacing Gil since he defected to the Star. At first, then Lois saying, "How about and I show Clark around and everything?" So basically, they leads them off, and Lois, she really reveals and other things. Her place looks like a pigsty. She admits she has a system, to know where everything is. She has a bra. You see that there? But the flowers there are from someone named John. We'll find out about him later. She then takes a wig and sunglasses. They head out. Rudy bums $20 off of Clark, saying he's a real parasite. Get it? Lois helps Clark get on over the railings, and he's saying, "What's wrong with Lex Luthor?" She's like, "Seriously? What's wrong with Lex Luthor?" And basically, she's just trying to give her point of view and everything. She then tells him, "Go up there and show your press pass." Here comes Lois and Clark. Goes up, shows it. Turns out she used him. She used him as a distraction so she can go up top. Okay, you gotta admit that's a bitch move, but that's so Lois. Especially when it's the new guy, she doesn't know him that from a hole in the ground.
Every time I try to justify her rude behavior and how the way she acts in so many different series and animations and all that stuff, I'm like, oh, she's a journalist.
Yeah. But yeah, it goes up there, starts showing off this tech, and someone recognizes Lois, and everything. Everything's starting to go screwy. The mech drops the chopper. Lois falls. Clark hears everything, goes up. Now that's a great image, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's actually well done.
Yep. Flies on up. Aye. And catches it just like in the movie. Who are you? Just someone who wants to help. But then, just like in the Byrne Man of Steel, everyone's crowding at him. He flies out, he starts listening to everything. Now, this is another thing I don't like. He's out in the air, flying, says, "I think I made a mistake." And people are like, "He's a miracle. What does he want? Why is he here?" And Jonathan told him, "You let the cat out, you're not going to be able to put it back in." Now, I do not care if he thinks that was a mistake. At least doing it out in the open. Maybe doing it in his apartment, yes. But yeah, we have everyone trying to argue about who Lex should pick this time, and he comes out and it's basically decided to pick Rudy Jones. So they bring him, in. Everyone, what?
I don't like this Rudy.
You're gonna. We'll get to more about what's him. But yeah, he finds out I want to talk to the planet's crusading town crier, this flying circus man. Basically, he wants to talk to Lois about this Superman. So yeah, you're doing the other on. I gave you the clip notes yesterday. Now I'm working on the real story. It's actually hard to put the words, but I'm gonna try. Try. Okay, that's a good face though for that, isn't it? Try, she says. But yeah, basically then the Luthor goons come over saying they want to see Lois and Clark. Meanwhile, we see Rudy. He's getting all of these donuts and everything, and for cash value, of course. They're coming in to see them. Lex is all coming to talk and saying your father says hello. My father, General Lane's graciously agreed to come here to discuss the value of my metallo alloy. Tells everyone to sit down, and meanwhile, while they're talking about actually we've met before, Mr. Luthor. Clark Kent from Smallville. Yes, it was some time ago, but I remember those glasses anywhere. Now, which do you prefer to hear? This, where he at least acknowledges it, or Birthright, where his ego would just cut it all off?
I think I like the ego more.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. Now,
if the ego fits him more, honestly.
Right. But here's the other thing, though. That you see that biotoxin stuff dribbled on the floor. Rudy, 5-second rule. Picks it up, eats it, and he's so hungry and everything. You having they're listening to everything. Eventually, Clark stands up saying, Excuse me, Clark, I'm on a roll. It's a one-sided argument, and it's obviously Mr. Loser isn't going to answer any of these questions, especially the way you're asking them. This is a waste of time. But before we go, can I use your bathroom? Are you for real? They both say. But then there's Rudy. He's the parasite. Did you say anything about the artwork?
Wow.
Yeah.
I have no words.
Yeah, he's a parasite. He just starts sucking on Superman, gets a little bit of the powers and all that, and Superman does the heat vision and then freezes him. Yeah, everyone feels, oh yeah, it's a miracle. Miracles don't exist. You there, come down here and explain yourself. Basically, then Lex, in this case, also turns him on him, even by asking, are you even human? So in this case, he doesn't have the advance now like the Birthright version does. But if you ask me, I think this makes it a bit more believable than Birthright. I think Birthright had to be a bit too contrived. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you say the question again?
Would you say Birthright was a little too contrived? You know, with how they be, oh, he had this thing. He was able then to see the images. That's how he figured Superman was an alien.
Yeah,
but in this case,
that's what he just contrived.
Yeah.
You just ask him.
Yeah.
Or demand that he tell him.
Yep. Oh, I love this. He thinks Jimmy's going to jump, and he's like, what are you, crazy? Oh, sorry. I was just going to say goodbye to Metropolis. Basically, was going to head back to New York and everything. Oh, Crypto! Last panel.
Oh, hey, Crypto.
Yep. Basically, they're just talking a little bit how Jimmy said, like, you know, I just got here, but I don't feel like I belong. But this helps give Superman a little bit more of a idea. And then he asks, can I take a photo? Now, I don't like this. That looks like he has like a did somebody fart look, doesn't he? That smile just doesn't work. Doesn't he have that look?
Now that you say it, I can't get it out of my mind.
But then, at Jimmy's suggestion...
Yeah, that's much better.
Yep, but
I was like, he looks like a little polite schoolboy.
but I love this though. Everyone else isn't trusting him except meet the new savior, Superman. This means war. Alright. So yeah, we have, you know, a bunch of fires going on, Superman helping them out. They're still, and oh, it turns out he stages some of the photos for Jimmy. That I don't like. I do not like him staging photos for Jimmy. That's just not right.
I mean, if he doesn't, he's gonna have to Spider-Man the whole thing, follow him everywhere.
Which is what Jimmy always does.
I don't know that.
Yeah, but that's unrealistic. How can Jimmy be anywhere that he is? Because he can be in like 50 different places in like less than a minute.
True, but he's always there for the big ones. But basically, they soon realize what's going on, and you know, like Lex could be responsible for a lot of this stuff. Everyone's starting to now is still doubting him, except for the planet. So Lex just feels all like, you know, he just doesn't feel like something's not right here. But then he's talking to General Lane about everything, and General Lane doesn't trust him either. So he basically, yeah, we cut back there and we find out the person who gave the flowers was John Corbin, who in this version is a military general. Basically, he's like Glenn Talbot from the Hulk. The person at the general feels should be the actual suitor for his daughter and all that. And like, don't you dismiss me. And I love this bit then. Clark just comes there like, I hope I'm not interrupting. But Lois and I were supposed to discuss a story over lunch. And I love this then. Look at this. Look at this. This is perfect. Isn't that perfect? And that smile, just like, I'm a simple country boy smile. But Corbin's gonna be like, what the fuck? That is perfect though, is it? Just that simple action alone. But yeah, like, they say, like, you know, they go there, they go out, head out to lunch. You know, Lane is still talking, and Luthor and Lane are still discussing. See that they're working on the Metallo project, and Talbot's going to be piloting it. Now, I also like this. Look at the food they have. Lois, a soda, burger, and fries, What does Clark have? Milk, an apple, and a sandwich. But I also love this. Like, he actually tried to, like, sometimes you wonder what part of you is them, and that you say, and what they say to you if they were here now. I think I understand, Lois. Who are you? I mean, really? What do you mean, Lois? One minute, Clark Kent is this guy stumbling through his day with a milk mustache, oversized glasses, and a bad suit. What's wrong with the suit? And the next, he's as confident and insightful of any man I've ever met. You're a paradox, Clark. Goomp. Lois Lane, what in the world were you thinking? I do like that. That's a bit a more believable take on the whole causing her to just lose that train of thought. Wouldn't you say?
Mm.
But yeah, then he confronts General Lane, who's basically saying, like, basically it's the whole idea of, you're not American. I consider myself an American, but you're not. And he's like, I don't want any aliens near my daughter. I'm sorry, sir, but this is not trying to feel like an interrogation. That's exactly what it is. Starts walking off. You walk to that door, you're an enemy of the states. I'm nobody's enemy. Leads in, like Superman does his heat vision, tries to leave. Metallo and him fight. And eventually, he has a kryptonite heart, as usual. But because you have the gunners going off, causes things to go haywire. The machine blasts. Superman tries to get out, and at the same time, the Daily Planet's being besieged by the military. Lex is trying to help Corbin out, and Superman's down underwater and down in the sewers weakened, which leads us to the final issue. We have Lois arguing with her father. He reveals, did he ever tell you he was an alien? He's alive! Very Frankenstein-like. Down below, Superman still weakened, but still does a good job dealing with them. Picks up a tank. You can see the heat vision eyes, can't you? Barely.
Those are his eyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Right above the S.
Yeah, he's looking down.
Yeah. But yeah, basically he's masquerading as one of us. You didn't tell him he wasn't from Earth. He didn't tell you he's from Earth, did he? It doesn't matter. Basically, in other words, you're having General Lane being this complete xenophobe, whereas Lois is like, who cares? He's still a good man. Eventually, thanks to Jimmy, they're able to get out of there. Clark is still putting up a good fight to get the military until Halpin shows up as Metallo properly. They start to fight. Eventually, though, it starts to Lois tries to tell him, like, you need to leave. You want me to leave? And, no, I don't want you to, but they have something that could kill you. Reveals the kryptonite. They continue on fighting, knocks off, revealing Corbin. Lois actually does feel a bit upset about this. Corbin is just going completely nuts. Superman takes his a lead, sewer grate, throws it, melts it, and basically covers up the kryptonite. They eventually he causes Corbin to pass out from lack of oxygen. But people then point out how Corbin was out of control. People were getting hurt. The general doesn't care for it, but everyone's saying, "You leave Superman alone." Eventually they say, like, I want you to stop looking for a great savior. Lex Luthor isn't it, and I'm not it. Basically, like, you are all of you. I do what I do because I was given a gift, but all of you were given gifts too. Use them to make each other's lives better. Show the world that Metropolis has a heart. And I love that he has this trophy with the world on it. Throws it right out the window. What is that glass? I love this. Something just slipped out of your hand.
Ooh.
Basically, choose him out and say, this is my city. It doesn't belong to you, Iser Luthor. The world, the city, the people, you don't own us. Just refuses to listen to it, saying, because I can't. Even if I could, I wouldn't. This is my home, and I'm not going to let you ruin it anymore. And if you notice, earlier you noticed Perry looked like a mess. He was just sloppily dressed, but now look at him. Well dressed because the planet's doing phenomenal and everything. And all that.
Everyone's
yep. They eventually leaves a note, goes up, sees Superman, meets up with Superman, just tells them, like, thank her for everything. she thanks him as well. And there's Jimmy, and eventually decide like, hey, they're gonna make the planet, the globe be able to spin again. Superman actually undoes the fixes it by undoing the rust that was there. It starts spinning. He then starts to fly off. Like, I have one last question. Are you a man or an alien? I'm Superman, Lois. Flies off. And yeah, Lex comes to see everyone. There's no one there waiting for him at all. And I love this. The old lady from before, similar thing, but she's now a nicer person. Everyone looks up in the sky. So of these three so far, which are you liking more?
Story-wise, this one, but I'm not a fan of the art, at least for the faces.
Especially the first two issues.
Yeah, they're creepy on the kids.
Definitely. Well, the last one. Superman Earth 1. By JMS and Shane Davis. Hold on a sec. Just one sec. Okay, so yeah, basically we open up with Clark getting on board a train to Metropolis. He feels like, yes, he could fly there, but he wants to take time to think. As he heads up there, like, this is real. And he gets an apartment. He's just heading out around the town. Someone tries to mug him, and he just fries the gun, but the guy has no idea what the hell happened. Now here's the one thing that he starts to go for jobs, including he goes for football. You're Clark Kent? Clark Kent? Yes. Are you sure you don't have a brother? As far as I know, this doesn't make sense. Pender's my best scout. Says you're the best he's seen, but he might as well have sent me a pine needle. Says here you play offense, defense, recovery, safety, tackle, quarterback, halfback, lineback. Never took him for a drinking man before. I'm here. May as well see if he's right. What do you have to lose? You signed your injury waiver release, releasing us from any claims? Yes. All right. Look how big that guy is.
Jesus Christ.
And if you look carefully, you can see his gut.
That's not even human.
Don't worry, they won't ever find out.
But yeah, you see, but look, Clark doing all of this awesome stuff, like wide receiver. I know. I bet you're like, did you see? I saw. But did you? I saw. Call the front office. Get a contract down here in half an hour. But there's another day for 29 minutes. What do I tell them to use for numbers? Tell him to leave him blank. We'll put him whatever he wants.
Bro, he's literally lifting him up right now.
Yep.
No issue.
Again, the shirt's starting to come off again.
Oh, yeah, God.
Then look at this then. He then goes to a science place. Look, that's pretty much Tony Stark, isn't it?
I was about to say, is that Tony Stark?
Yeah, and it says, like, how long they've been working on those last two equations. About 3 years. The gaps are noted in the big thing. Walk in there and give them this. Mr. Kent, really, just give it to them and I'll leave happily. Takes it over there. It's what they needed. Mr. Kent, yes, don't leave. Whatever you do, just don't move from that spot. So how's the job search going? Really well. Look at all these things he's gotten. Like, enough for you to pay for the rest of your life. Marcia's basically saying, I've got what I've got. I got my retirement, my memories of Johnson, I've got you. That's all I need. She wants him to be happy, not to do everything for her. And he doesn't know what he wants, because all those jobs come easy. I mean, look at all this stuff. He's trying to do science. He's trying to do this. Here's an artwork. But here's the big thing, though. Isn't he putting himself too far out there?
Yes.
Shouldn't people then realizing, wait, Superman did all this cool stuff. We know this Clark Kent kid did all this cool stuff. They never put it together afterwards.
Kinda obvious in retrospect.
Yep.
That's their fault.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. Just got a text, sorry. But yeah, he gets a newspaper. He decides I'll give that a shot.
You got a text?
Debbie, do you have the Kent resume? It's on your desk. It's on my desk. So's the Lusitania, the Titanic, Amelia Earhart's plane, and everything else that's gone missing for the last 100 years. Just walks in, picks it up. I never killed, except with her gone, I'd never find a number for the coroner's office, and her body would be left to rot wherever it landed. Now, JMS had worked in journalism, so he's writing from experience here. Basically, Jesse tells them like the whole. They're like basically saying how the journalism, it's very much a very fast turnover rate and everything. Also, there's Lois, who Shane Davis has admitted he based off of Jennifer Carpenter from Dexter.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Did you ever see that, Raymond?
I never saw. I'm looking it up now.
I don't even watch it. I watched my brother watch it.
That's the sister from
the
from
stepsister. Or adopted sister.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, I see her now.
Oh, she's also from that movie White Chicks. She was one of the friends, and I never knew.
Okay, yeah, I've definitely never seen that film.
Right, but yeah, basically, now also there's Jimmy Olsen, but in this case though, his name is just James, and he is insane, as JMS would say. He was completely and utterly, batshit, like a lot of actual newspaper photographers. You want to be able to see the sweat on the guy's face, the undercarriage as it starts to burst into flames. We don't need all the Brent resolution. All we need is, wait, undercarriage? You were under the car as it went over the guardrail? Had to get the shot. That's where it was. You're trying to kill me, aren't you? Well, you know what they say, and give the readers what they want. And yeah, you can tell in this case, Jimmy's older than Clark.
My James is gone. Now he's James.
Yep, but basically explains it. Oh yeah, Debbie, I need a job identification for Kent. It's on your chair. It's on your chair. Never mind, I got it. I got it. You're a genius, boss. But yeah, basically, he feels fine, but what does he do? He throws it out. He thinks, nah, that's not it either. And then he finally goes up into space. Just wondering, who am I? What am I? And we see him as a kid, asking him, show me that, we have something to show you. Shows it. It's a piece of metal, and they would explain how years ago they saw this ship crash down. They ran over there, got the child, and got out of there before the black chopper showed up. They had a little piece of the metal. They saw what he was able to do even as an infant, and took it over to a guy he knew. Couldn't know what metal it is. And I gotta say, does Clark look like a child there, or does he still also look a bit like an adult?
No, to me he looks like a kid.
He does?
I was going to say he looks like a teenager.
Yeah, but not a 10-year-old. He's supposed to be a 10-year-old. But yeah,
I see it. I don't know.
But yeah, he got bullied and everything. He goes, Jonathan's dead in this universe. But just talks to him, everything. Says, I can't do it, Dad. I know what you and Mom want, and I understand why, but I can't do it. I can get a good job, a creative job that'll pay me more money than I could spend in a lifetime. Enough money to let me honor the promise I made while you were dying in my arms, to always look after Mom. And I can be happy. All my life, I've been alone. I was alone as a kid because I didn't know how to pretend to fit in. No matter what I did, they could sense I was different. I didn't have a choice, but now I do have a choice. Now I know how to fit in. Now just to be one of the guys. And I want that. I want it bad. If I expose myself to the world, if I show them what I can do, I'll always be on the run. I'll never fit in. I'll always be on the outside looking in. I'll be alone. Now that is a good reason for him to be questioning being Superman. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Because he's not thinking about the dual identity.
Oh, I also wanted to say that Clark Kent looks like he's dressed like he rides a bike.
He does a little.
I was gonna say he the way he dresses, it kind of reminds me of Jason Todd.
A little, yeah. Some people actually saw he looked like a bit Twilight-like back in the day, this emo boy. But yeah, we meet with Jennifer Sander Lee, who actually is in charge of, the ship. Hold on.
Is it glowing on the inside?
Yeah, it is. It is. Things are starting to react a little bit. As we're showing a bit of the ship. They're talking about a lot of details and everything. And then we have a fire's broken out in his apartment. He zooms in, gets the costume out of there and the piece of metal before anyone can find out anything. It turned out the debris started the fire. Energy is giving off energy, and he starts to get a bunch of memories and everything. And basically he crashes. They're getting a signal. The ship's reacting, all of a sudden, they're being invaded!
Oh, I went to 11 quickly.
Yep, they're being attacked, and it's not Kryptonians, it's this other alien race. They're just there, Jimmy and Lois run out, or James and Lois run out there, the entire world's being attacked. The ship is actually reacting to Clark, because they are actually bonded. He starts to see images of his parents, and everything before he took off. He found, what was that? Realized what's going on, and yeah, we start to see these other mechs. Everything's just going to hell, and then there's the alien race, and his name is Tyrell. That's not Lobo.
I was gonna say, are they being invaded by a race of Kiss fanatics? I keep expecting Detroit Rock City to be playing in the background.
But yeah, he's basically saying how there's one out here among you who doesn't belong. Reveal yourself and surrender, or watch this world die. Everyone's like, well, why doesn't he reveal himself? Why doesn't he? And he's starting to just wonder. Soon he flies in then, and he brings a bit of the tech. He goes to that Tony Stark guy, says, here, you could use this to stop them. Nope, not my department. I'm leaving. I got my insurance plan that doesn't cover alien invasions. See ya. And he's starting to then we cut to, with Paul. Paul's giving him some advice. The hardest part was basically talking about the outfit and everything. Hold on, come on. Oh yeah, he's then, balling up his fist that he realizes, no, I'm not going to stop all this. He then flies off, target found. He gets the costume, and I like this. They actually asked about the S. Further, they say no mask. The mask is what you'll have to wear the rest of your life. And he's like, what's this? The S. Your father and I had a disagreement about that. I wanted some sort of symbol for you. Figured S was right because you're a son. Whatever sent you here. Just as you're a son of Earth and my son. Pa, too vague, too fuzzy, too cute. My cousin was in advertising, and he said you pick a symbol to get across one clear idea. That's all public has patience for. You're not just different from every other man, Clark. You're more powerful than any other man in history. You're unique in all the world. Extraordinary. Not just any man, and more than just a man. A Superman. I like this, Paw, don't you?
Yeah, he's kind of
he's upbeat.
Yeah, he's flipping and upbeat, and I like it.
Yeah. Superman, as he then flies in, starts fighting off everyone. Tyrell's told what's going on. They need to finish their task, to kill off the last survivor of Krypton. As Superman's flying around, just smashing everything. And then Tyrell knocks him aside. And just to get the cut to the chase, turns out Tyrell and his people are from a neighboring planet to Krypton, so they have very similar powers. It's just that Kryptonian metal, for example, is just a little bit stronger than Tyrell's people's planet. Also, it turns out Krypton, it was an assassination. It was destroyed deliberately. Someone gave them all, basically, the reason why Krypton never went beyond the star system was because every time the two planets would come into close proximity, they would attack each other, devastating their ships and their aerials until the next cycle. Every time they would go to war. And then someone came before them. We later find out it was General Zod, who basically revealed everything and told him, you must kill every Kryptonian. Everyone. No one must survive. And
wait, Zod did that?
Zod is a traitor, yes. Now, we don't know this at first. We don't find out until the third volume. Oh, and I have to point out, in this version, his name is Zod-El. He's Superman's uncle.
Huh.
Yep.
That's a creative liberty I didn't know.
I love it. After explaining all this stuff to him, Clark goes, as a kid reading adventure stories, I always cringed when I got to the part where the bad guy stopped everything he was doing in order to tell the good guy his plans. Never made much sense. You're right, of course. It doesn't make sense. Unless, of course, I'm the good guy and you're the bad guy, and I'm trying to keep your heightened senses so focused on what I'm saying that you don't notice anything else until it's too late to stop it. I like that!
Ooh. Clever.
That is clever. But yeah, then hold on. Basically, they're about to do all these drills around the world. He tells them stop it. No, does what basically ends up being red solar energy, pushing him down. No one's going to help him. Paul, like when the time comes, you'll know what to do. How can I decide what to do with my life when I don't even know who I am? For as long as I can remember, I've always been on the outside, among them, but not of them. It says, as it says in the Bible. Yeah, I guess. Aside from you and Mom, there's no one I can talk to, no one I can count on. I feel like I'm walking in a dream and nothing's real, not even me. And maybe the answer is to wake up. When I was growing up, I drifted from one thing to the next, drifted through school and into the Marines. Never really felt like myself. And one day in boot camp, this grunt named Kowalski headbutted me during a training maneuver, totally against the rules, and I saw red. I just went for him. When we say I won't take this anymore, that's when we know who we are and what we'll tolerate until we're tested. We don't know those things. That's when we wake up. That's when we know who we are. That's when people your side show up and take your side. As we see James first trying to help him, can't do it. Then they see this truck drive in there with a chain, grabs it, pulls him out, and he's back to full strength. Flies off. The two start just having a big fight in the air. Eventually, then the ship and the Kryptonian ship, it's been able to rebuild itself through a lot of the nearby tech, flies off. And the ship tackles Tyrell. Clark's able to communicate with the ship, and then he reveals he said nearly as impervious as Kryptonian metal, meaning Tyrell spoke just a little bit too much. And he starts plowing through all the ship with the Kryptonian ship, taking out everything. Eventually the two fight inside there, punches him, things fall on him, and Tyrell is impaled. But as he flies off, he still doesn't know. He doesn't know about boom, everything blows up. And it feels like he saved the day. Sasha Lee is just figure out who this guy was. Tony Stark comes up to saying, hey, I got a job for you maybe. Sorry, not my department. Say hello to Cape Cod for me. Then Clark decides, I'll do this other identity. He gets the outfit, figures it out on his own. And I feel that's not as bad as some of the other ones, wouldn't you say?
I mean, it's
nightmare fuel everywhere.
It's the smile.
You can make a smile good though. How can he not smile? It can be completely okay, but as soon as he does smile, it's uncanny valley.
Yeah, but here's the other thing though. Then turns out Jimmy's the only one who got a perfectly clear picture of Superman, and he's like, "Yes, we've got it. No one has it." And then Clark comes in saying he has an interview and everything, and said you were encouraging me, so I went up to talk to him. Perry's like, the story is the chance of a lifetime for the planet. Everything else we've got to go with was 100% legit and vetted. If a single word of what you write is bogus, if you make up any of it, I will eat you alive. Are we absolutely crystal clear about that? Yes, sir. And I love it. You picked this place because Perry was encouraging to you. The last time Perry encouraged anybody, it was a guy threatening to dive off the 9th Street Bridge. Jump, he said. I don't have a story for page 2.
How come you can make this smile natural, huh?
I don't know. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Anyway, but yeah, basically they said it was the two of you. I was there and everyone else, and I saw the both of you saying that they were the ones that inspired him. And but it's it's odd that I didn't see you. You were kind of busy. And but I just love it. And everyone the Daily Planet keeps selling out, and I love Metropolis Tom wants permission for use of some of our pictures. No, nope. CNN, MSNBC, ABC. No, the Metro News Daily can kiss my ass for general public. And I love it. Look, Dan DiDio's the first one.
Of course.
Oh, and that image, that woman in the second panel, third row, that's Talia al Ghul during the Under the Red Hood annual that revealed itself as Jason. Exact same pose and everything.
Which one?
Second panel, second row.
Second panel.
The woman with her arms crossed like this.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly the same image. He just traced it or reused it. But
so what's the third panel?
What's third panel?
The third row, I guess.
I don't know. But I like how everyone is conflicted on everything. We then see Superman's in the Arctic, and I love that. Like, but look at that. They're just talking about how boring everything is and all that.
Boom.
Yep. And boom. Like, by the way, did you hear anything a second ago? Nah, just the wind. And he basically puts the ship underneath the ice. We then see, Lois and James are talking out there as Superman flies on by. The end. And we actually get to see what Clark wrote. And the writing here, you could definitely tell this was JMS trying to write as someone who was just breaking in the writing. Like, it's good, but it makes some mistakes. But we actually get to read it all.
That's actually a pretty cool touch.
Yep. So, yeah, that's 4 origin stories for Superman. How would you rate them?
I would probably rate... What was the one before this one that you showed us?
Secret Origins.
The Secret Origin, I would probably rate that as the number 1.
Story-wise, anyway.
Story-wise, yes. Art, no.
Which one would Shane Davis got best art?
Yeah, Shane Davis had the best art, no doubt.
What about you?
I agree. After looking at all of these, I'm like, it's the Shane Davis one.
For artwork, but what about you for story?
Story also.
Secret Origins?
That one. No.
Nope. Earth 1?
Earth 1.
Oh. Okay, now what would you say?
I do like the villain for Earth 1.
What?
I do like the villain for Earth 1.
Yeah, but would you say it did happen a little too fast though as well?
It did. I just.
And I do not like how Superman had to be guilted through a big, like ever the world's coming, being threatened to first become Superman.
You gotta test him.
Well,
I guess so.
But now, what would you say about Birthright?
Birthright is.
Now that you've seen all of them.
I find it funny because Birthright is actually the most recommended comic. And everybody's always telling me, you gotta look at it, you gotta read it, you gotta find it. And I'm like, okay. So I'm now looking at it and I'm like, it's alright.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, now what about Man of Steel? Because I know none of you have said anything after we went through it.
The 80s one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like that one. For artwork, the most. I actually think I like it more than Shane Davis's artwork.
Yeah,
I agree. That was John Byrne, right? Yeah.
Yep. It's traditional. It's classic. It's classic.
I just like how he has that giant Bruce Campbell chin.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I know John Byrne did Superman, but is this the one where he did the art and?
Yes, he did both.
Okay, so funny enough, I actually saw this. I believe all three volumes at one of my comic book stores.
Oh, yep.
And I've been wondering of getting it. Now that I see how it looks, I think
that's part of what I wanted. So, but if you were to rank these 4 origins from as far as overall ranking, not just specifics, but overall ranking, if you were to recommend to others from what I just showed you, what would you be the most recommended and just by comparison, the least recommended?
You want to go first, Raymond, or?
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. I would probably say Birthright number 1. The story is still the best. I mean, if you can get past the faces, yeah. Second after that, I would probably say Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Earth 1, and then finally, what's the other one?
Secret Origins.
Secret Origins.
The artwork really damaged it for you.
Yeah, it did.
All right, and you, Bianca?
So I would actually say the first one would be Earth 1, Man of Steel, Origins, and then Birthright.
Oh, that's quite differently.
I'm glad she did have a different one.
Yep.
You get 2 different takes here.
And I actually have this discussion with my cousin constantly. Like when we look for back issues, like we sometimes look for older ones because those ones are usually tend to be on sale a lot at our comic book stores. And he would for like a lot of 80s, he would pick DC more than Marvel. And I'm like, well, why is that? And he was like, listen, the art, whether it's like new or old, like that from like to like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 80s, the DC art just is just too it's just too good compared to the Marvel art. And then he would take Marvel 80s and DC 80s and he would open it up at the comic book shop. He's like, look at this. This DC one is superior. It's just too good. And then look at this. This Marvel stuff is this 80s Marvel stuff with the colors and everything. No, I can't.
I can barely tell the difference between DC and Marvel in the 80s.
Well, he can, and he used to draw a lot. So
okay.
Like he used to draw Wolverine and stuff.
Now here's the big thing, though. Which one was your preferred take on Superman overall? Like
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel? Yes, I agree with that. But I would say though, Earth One is my least favorite Superman by comparison.
I can definitely see how.
I don't like it.
I mean, I get what JMS was going for. I really do. But he felt too emo, too
broody. Too Batman.
Way too Batman.
Exactly. And it just felt like he put too much on himself for a reason that just made no sense. I mean, I liked his reasons, though. His reasons for why he didn't want to put the cape on made the most sense out of everything.
Yeah.
Like, he just felt like, once I do it, I have the closest to being a normal life. Now, what would you say was the best Lois? Secret Origins, I would say.
Yes.
What about you, Bianca?
Man of Steel.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And best Lex?
Origins.
Same here.
Yeah, Origins.
Definitely. Well, Geoff Johns really has a handle on Lex, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing against Waid's Lex, but there was just I liked Lex. I would say this: I prefer Smallville Lex in Birthright compared to Origins Smallville Lex. Would you agree with that?
Say it one more time.
Smallville Lex, as in when Lex was in Smallville, I prefer Birthright over Secret Origins.
Understandable, yeah.
You know how he and Lex actually were friends and everything, and but his, and you felt bad for Lex, didn't you? It just felt like he was too smart for his own good.
Yeah, the one from what was it? The other one, Secret Origins.
Secret Origins just felt way too already looking at everyone as ants.
Yeah. Oh, which was the one that basically got all of his technology and smarts from?
Oh, that was Birthright.
Okay, that was Birthright. Okay.
Yeah, I did not like that one.
I think that's kind of weird for me.
Yeah, it just feels like he took the tech because he studied the Kryptonian tech. No, that's not Lex at all. I mean, again, Lex would steal stuff from a business sense, but he would have the smarts enough to make it too. I mean, it's like that one bit during the Superman Doomsday anime movie. He finds out, he's being told, oh, they have a cure for cancer. He said, take it back, have them develop it to a crawl, make it a lifetime treatment. Because really, how do you make money out of a one-time cure that solves everything once?
I charge $1 billion for it.
But
or sell it to the highest bidder.
So yeah, that's the Superman origins. And did I educate you guys well enough?
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
I learned quite a bit. Yeah.
All right then. So next time we meet, I'm thinking about showing you guys the Archie horror line.
What's Archie?
Archie comic,
wait,
Oh,
what?
Archie.
Yeah.
The Riverdale one that's finally being closed down. Yay!
Wait, they're ending the show?
Well, CW is being bought.
Well, that doesn't mean that the show's gonna be ended.
Well, hopefully it does end. Because look at the torture they're doing with these characters. Oh my god.
Oh, you want torture? You want torture?
Oh no, please don't.
Oh, you'll find out next time.
Oh,
Catch you all later.
Bye.
Bye.